Hello, my fellow comic book collectors. This is going to be a pretty exciting video because I have a major haul from Paradise Comics in Toronto. Um, they have been holding a bunch of books for me. So what happened was it must have been like 7 months ago. I basically bought a collection of comics from them, like a big collection, not like some, mega grails from them, and I was paying in installments. And what happened was half the books or most of the books were ungraded. Um, so I said, well, can you get those ones graded for me? Because they have a relationship with CGC. So they said, sure, we'll send them off. And they sent them off. Uh, and I'm still waiting for those books. But some of the books that they had that I had basically paid for were already back from CGC. So I was like, hey, can I have those books? And I decided to go to their shop to pick them up. And when I was there, I was seeing all these other really cool comics that they were like, oh, we haven't quite priced those ones yet. We just bought a collection. And I was like, oh, I'll take that one. I'll take that one. I was like buying all these cool comics that they had. So it was pretty great. They have a really great store. They were really nice people, and they let me pick up some really cool stuff. So it was just a really fun day. So I'm going to show you the stuff that I picked up and these grails that I picked up. So I'm going to show you, and it's all in this weird bag. I don't know why they have these kind of bags. Like, to me, this is like clothing store or something, but this is their comic bag. So, okay. So let me put this down. I'm going to show you the raw books first. And you can see the prices. The prices are in Canadian dollars. And they're all great ones. They're like, I was like picking out key books. So these ones they priced for me. So this is like was $100. I got a discount as well. So, but this is the first or really second cover issue with Doctor Strange. That's him in the background in the green. The first cover is not as good. This is a much better cover. This is Fantastic Four number 27. So the original comic was Strange Tales number 115, I believe, has the first cover appearance of Doctor Strange, and it's just like his head. It's like his head at the very bottom of the book. This is like him in full, and so this is kind of a great cover, and it's also a nice crossover. Well, not crossover, but situation with the Submariner too. So a lot of like cool stuff going on in this comic. So it was just a really great one to get. And it's a fairly good grade. It's like it's a little bit rough. I would say it's like a 3. Then this is another one that's kind of a hot book right now. This is Thor 126. And what's the significance of this one? You're probably wondering. Well, it's the kind of like where Thor fights Hercules. And there is some rumors that Hercules is going to be in the next Thor Love and Thunder movie. So it's just this has been a pretty hot book, and I thought his price was pretty reasonable. And I did some dollar bin diving when I was there as well, and I picked up some really great good girl art. Like cheap. These are cheap comics, but this is really just a really great cover. And this is Somerset Holmes. It's just a really great cover. Just like seductive. Like she has like the scissors behind her. She's ready to stab the guy. I just think it's really great. I wish they had bagged and boarded it for me, but oh well. And then I got number 3, which is just, they just happened to have these 2 pulled out, and I was like, hey, I'll pay $5 for them. So it was like, yeah, kind of cool. So, and then I got some really cool covers. Somebody actually told me about this cover, and I had to get it when I saw it. I was like, oh, wow, they just happened to have this really great cover. And this is Lois Lane, what number is it? 73. Lois Lane 73. And this is just a really funny comic. It's like she's like whipping this doll that looks like Superman, and then you got Superman like in bondage on the cover. So the way that they were able to get around the Comic Code Authority, if she had been whipping Superman, that would be a no-no. That would never get her past the code. But because she's whipping a doll that looks like Superman, it's okay. so so it's this really weird S&M thing going on. Like Lois Lane, like I'm really getting into the Lois Lane series because it's just like it has the weirdest comics. It's just like the weirdest um like covers, and just some of the stories are kind of weird too. Like so I just think Lois Lane's actually really underrated and just sort of a funny comic that is just really kind of interesting. So that's the first one I got. Um, and actually, if you read the caption, it's kind of funny. Why is Lois Lane lashing a wooden puppet of Superman? Like it's like just so crazy. Okay, so that's the first one. I got a bunch of Lois Lanes. They were all like about $10, so I was kind of, hey, why not? This one is just another kind of cool one. She's like getting married to some other guy. It's kind of like, a forced marriage, and Superman's just happily watching. And then we got Lois Lane number 78. And this is where Lois Lane gets superpowers, kind of like for a day or something, probably. And I forgot what this one is. There's some key to this book. I forgot what it is. So I just picked it up. I was like, I remember there was something special about this one, but I didn't remember what it was. I was like, oh, it's something special. I think it's a first appearance of somebody. But yeah, it's sort of like they take like a youth serum, and so they're like back in school basically. Superman and Lois Lane are young. So, but it is a first appearance of somebody. So you can look it up. I'll maybe put it in the description. If you look at the description of my video, I always look these things up later, and then I say what it is. But it's just a really cool comic. All these are like nice Silver Age comics. And then the next ones are one more big one that I got. So I got one big one. And this is Phantom Stranger number 5. And it's actually kind of interesting. Today is Friday the 13th. So when I'm filming this, it's Friday the 13th. I'll probably post this later than that, but today is Friday the 13th as I record this. And it's kind of funny because this is like, 13. It's like, it's just like that Phantom roller coaster kind of thing. And this is just a really great cover. Golden Age Phantom Stranger, issue number 5. Really rare. Really hard to find this one. I kind of overpaid a bit. I mean, I paid like $250 roughly. And it's a low grade. It's like a 1. It's like a really low grade. The spine is completely split, but the cover presents nicely. So even though it's a low grade, it's a one that's got a nice cover, and that's the key for these. I really, if you're gonna get like a low grade, just make sure that it has a really nice cover. And it's just that the spine is split. That's the real only flaw with this whole comic. It has like a chip. No, not even a chip. Actually, it's not even chipped. It's just, it looks like it. Oh yeah, chip on this corner right here. That's the other flaw. But it's just a really great. This is probably the hardest one to find of the Phantom Strangers, even harder than number 1. It's just a really great one. And I always like these kind of like haunted roller coasters. I don't know what it is. Like there's some Joker one that I really want to get too. And there's also a Junior one that is also on a roller coaster. I somehow like roller coaster covers. I don't know why that is, but I do. But this one is just it's a really great one. And it was the last one that I needed. So I have now the complete collection of Phantom Stranger, 1 through 6. And it's just great to have it finally. And they just happened to have it on the wall. I was like, wow, I need that one. It was just really great. And then this is part of my original order. So this is Spectre, Spectre number 1. This is actually my second copy, but I gave one copy to my son. So this is my copy of it. So that's Spectre number 1. And then I picked up Fantastic Four number 21, and this is the first appearance of Hate Monger. Just thought that was kind of cool. And then we got Batman number 186, and this is the first appearance of oh, what's his name? I forgot the guy's name. And you can again, I'll put it in the description what the first appearance is of this one. I think it's this guy here, but just another great one. And this is another Fantastic Four, number 24. And this is the first appearance of like Infant Terrible, the Terrible Infant, Infant Terrible. So it's just another early Fantastic Four, kind of a cool one. And remember, all these prices, I got a little bit of discount, and also they're in Canadian. So when you're seeing them, you're probably saying, "Oh, you got ripped off," but it's a little bit cheaper. So it'd probably be about $50 US, or a little bit less than that with the discount. So yeah, so not too bad. It's actually, this one's a higher grade. This is quite nice. So those are the raw books. Now the big books I didn't show yet. I'm sort of building up to the big books. So here are the big books. Okay. So I'm gonna take these out of the plastic because they are quite major. So the first one, you might recognize this one, is Action Comics 242. And this is a major key. It's in a 3.0. It's a nice grade. It's the first appearance of the Brainiac. And major Superman villain. Just a kind of a major character in general. Just, kind of a cool Silver Age book to get in my collection. So I was quite happy to get this this one. A little bit of DC love. The strange thing is, actually, these are all DC. All DC Grails. So if you're a Marvel fan, sorry. But these are all mega Grails for DC. Now, the next two are Showcase books. And if you know anything about Showcase, it had some pretty major keys. So this is Showcase number 1. The very first Showcase. It's the first appearance of like firefighter or fireman Fresnel. Okay. But it is just kind of cool because it is that first comic in the series. So this is kind of great comic to have, and it's in a good grade. It's like, it's a solid 3.5. It's not, it's not 100% flawless or anything, but it presents extremely well. Colors are great. It just has a bit of chipping and, a little bit of scruffing up at the top, but presents really, really well. Just a beautiful comic. And, it's kind of cool to have the first issue of a pretty major series. Like Showcase for DC is where they introduced a lot of their key characters. And you'll see that with the next book. So the next book is the Mega Grail. The Mega Grail that I've been sort of building up to is this one. This is Showcase number 22. And if you're not familiar with this book, this is the first appearance of Hal Jordan. I want to say, no. Yeah, Hal Jordan. I was right. I was going to say, I'm going to mess up. So yeah, Hal Jordan's first appearance. So this is really the first appearance of Silver Age Green Lantern. Jeez, I'm saying the wrong thing. The first appearance of the Green Lantern in the Silver Age, and with a new name. So, they really revamped the whole Green Lantern story. So, they always had the lantern, right? That's still part of the mythology, but it was kind of different. In the original Green Lantern from the Golden Age series, the lantern was actually something that was reforged. It was a magical icon, and it was basically reforged into a lantern. So it was this lantern that had magical powers, and you could sort of charge up through the ring. And he actually made the ring, and it was like some weird situation where it was just like him and this weird lantern. And he was kind of like by himself with that whole lantern. It was not like the big legacy that we have with the Green Lantern and the Green Lantern Corps. It's, they really changed the whole story, where now Green Lantern, it's more about power of will. It's more all these kind of interesting things where it's very different thing. It's bigger. It's more of a universal like the universe, like this huge group of like these basically police that go around saving the universe from crime that happens or problems that happen across the universe. So they really made it much more epic in terms of the story. So Green Lantern really changed in the Silver Age. And it's just great to have such a major key in my collection. This is a big book. If you can see the price, I paid about 3,000 Canadian for this book. So I think the going rate for this book is around 4,800 US. So I bought this, as I said, 6 months ago. So it's gone up a lot since. And they're coming out with a Green Lantern series. So there's a lot going behind this book. So I'll show you this. And actually, it's kind of funny that they have like, this is the back cover. And it's like kind of cool, like the giant flying plastic jet, only $1. It's just, I don't know, it's kind of an interesting back. So just a really great comic and a reasonable grade. I like to, get that 3.0 grade if possible. Some of the more expensive books, you really can't get that. But to get a Mega Grail in a reasonable grade, like a 3.0, is pretty great. So that was my collection. That was my major comic haul for the day on Friday the 13th, August. And they were really, really great. So I have to hand it to Paradise Comics. He allowed me to pay in installments. I didn't pay it all at once. I paid it over several months. And he was very nice. And he also said that he would send things off to CGC for me. He really took care of me. So if you're in the Toronto area, check out Paradise Comics. Really nice people, worthy of visiting. So again, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Please take a moment to check out my description because in my description, I have a contest. And you can click the link and just comment on that video, and you can maybe win a cool prize. Also, I have my Instagram, and I post really cool stuff on my Instagram. You really have to check that out. So definitely follow me on Instagram as well. So thank you again for watching. Bye for now.